Look, sometimes as a parent, you're in an impossible situation. Impossible situation. Maybe you have one kid that's playing in a big game in this part of the state. You got another kid that's playing in a big game in another part of the state, and you got to decide, like, which one to go to. There are, like, little decisions like that all the time when you have more than one kid. We got one Bert Show listener that emailed us a couple of days ago, and I do not envy her. She's got to pick one of the kids to take to Taylor Swift while the other one stays home. And they're both huge Taylor Swift fans, the kids.
Hey, Bert Show. I have a huge dilemma, and I don't know how to choose between my daughters. Let me preface this by admitting that in the grand scheme of things, this problem is super minor, and I feel so shallow being this worried about it. But here goes.
Well, this is where we thrive.
I'm looking to get tickets to Taylor Swift in Toronto, and I'm starting to realize that we will only be able to afford 2. My girls will be 7 and 11 at the time of the concert. So an adult and only one of my children would be able to go since they are obviously too young to attend alone. And I'm a huge Swiftie, so you'll have to pry my ticket out of my cold, dead hands anyway, LOL. Both girls are huge Swifties. Everyone is saying to take my eldest because the younger won't remember or appreciate it as much. But my youngest's favorite Taylor Swift songs are Vigilante S and I Did Something Bad. So leaving her behind is a scary prospect. Just ask Abby. Help, what should I do? Any advice would be appreciated, especially from Abby, the resident Swiftie, and all the parents of the Bert Show. Love you guys. One sad Swiftie.
If you guys have any ideas, if you've ever been in a situation, not necessarily just like this with Taylor Swift tickets, but you've had to choose between 2 kids, either A, what was your reasoning and why did you choose one? Or did you like pit them together in some kind of Hunger Games type situation?
Wow. You can battle it out.
Who will survive?
What did you do as far as like competition goes? So there was a clear winner, so it would be okay with the loser of the thing. 1-855-BERT Show.
You know what? There's no winning in this situation because no matter what you do, one of your children is going to be devastated that they are missing the concert of the decade, maybe the century. So here's the thing. If you're going to choose one, you've got to make it up to the other in some other way. So maybe you promise her like a certain amount of merch. Maybe you take her on a fun trip somewhere when finances are a little bit more available because, girl, I'm still in debt from these concerts too. I get it. It's rough out here. So I really think that's the best game plan is maybe take your eldest because she will remember it more and has maybe been a Swiftie longer and can appreciate the songs like Vigilante S. And then maybe take your 7-year-old on a fun little trip somewhere.
I love that we're planning this because I was looking, I'm like, when is she going to Toronto? Because I know Canada was like, please come see us. She has over a year to figure this out, and it's an issue now.
I still remember my family taking a couple of vacations without me, and I am still bitter about it like 20 years later. I don't think you can choose. I think either none of you go or you go with an adult friend or you give your kids the opportunity to do things like mow yards, do housework for neighbors, and save up enough money to buy a third ticket. So you fund 2 of them and maybe you buy them each one and they have to buy your ticket in order to go to the show. If you have a year, that's what I would do. But otherwise, I'd never be able to pick between the 2. I think that is going to build resentment that won't go away.
I agree. I still to this day remember being a kid, and at the time I lived with one of my cousins, and my father had to choose which one of us to take to go see a wrestling match because we were both the biggest wrestling fans in the world. And the only reason I didn't go was because I actually caught chickenpox at the wrong time. So it made it easy for him. But to this day, I'm still pissed I wasn't there. I never let it go. Me and my cousin still debate this to this day. I don't think you can pick one. I think you have to find a way to take either both or you don't take either one.
I wonder how he figured out how to inject you with chickenpox.
I still to this day don't know. I still don't know, but I know he did it.
Hey, Jen, good morning. You're part of the Bert Show. Hi.
Hey, good morning. So had the same exact situation in Tampa. Girls were a little bit older, but discovered that single seats were way cheaper than seats together. So she waits until it gets closer, find that single ticket within eye view of these girls. They're 7 and 11. They're still kind of young. So as long as they can see mom, the Swift people are fantastic. Everyone at the audience is great. They'll take care of your girls, but she'll be able to afford this third seat.
Okay, and then at this point, they'll be like 8 and 12. So if you're within eye shot.
Eyes on them.
Yeah, okay. So we got
a couple rows over. Single seats, way, way, way cheaper.
But isn't there something like the thing about the Taylor Swift shows or sending your kid or bringing your kid is at least it's been my experience watching Eliza, my soon-to-be stepdaughter, with my fiance at that concert together next to each other, experiencing it was really. Yes, of course it's the concert and it's Taylor, but it's the two of you guys doing that together, right? Being in different sections or different aisles. I don't know.
But if that's the only option to get both the girls there, I think it's a good one.
I got to tell you, I was so siloed in on Taylor. I could have been standing next to Joe Biden and I wouldn't have known. I was so invested in the concert.
And he wouldn't have known that he was next to you. All right, it's the Bert Show.
The Bert Show.
Hey, did you like what you just watched? Good news, there's more of us. If you go to wherever you listen to your podcast, whether that's Apple or Google Play or Spotify, you can listen to the Bert Show wherever you are, whenever you want to.